I'm done. I am done with you. This romantic relationship is over. Of course. Hi, everyone.
Welcome to Shut Up and Thrive, the podcast that will inspire you to live your best life.
Three best friends who have been growing, motivating, and inspiring each other.
I'm Vanilla. I bring the fun.
And this is Claudia, the passionate one.
And your girl Nair, sprinkling in the creativity.
When you listen to Shut Up and Thrive, it will remind you of your chats with your own BFFs.
Join in every week as we discuss all the things that make you want to shut up and thrive.
So, are you ready?
Let's get into the conversation.
Ooh, ooh. Hello, hello.
Hello. We're live.
All right, ladies, y'all ready to start?
Yeah, let's get this party going.
I wonder who's more excited about today's conversation or chat.
Maybe our audience is.
Maybe our audience. So let's see.
They want the tea. They want the tea.
Get no tea.
Claudia's like, nope, not me.
I am. Maybe it's because I have more experience with it.
Ooh. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Romantic relationships.
Ooh, romance. Look at what the color I'm wearing.
Look at the color I'm wearing.
Claudia's like, I'm staying white. Y'all can have
neutral,
red and pinks. I'm white.
Yeah, I'll be white today.
Yeah.
And I didn't even think about it when I put this shirt on.
No.
Did you
It's
intentionally?
the season for your shirt. I know what shirt you're wearing. And oh my God, I have the pink one. Imagine if I had the pink one on.
Yeah.
We got them in Atlanta. Hate is too great, the burden to bear.
Yep.
The shirts that always, it's almost like like decorations for Christmas. We have shirts that
go with each other.
Come with the season.
Okay, no more stalling.
No more stalling. Yeah. Romantic relationship. What is romantic relationship?
Having a partner.
Mm-hmm. Being committed to someone and deciding that you are on a path together. Okay, maybe there's relationship, yeah, but then we want to stick to romantic relationship. So definitely having a partner. That
romantic relationships to me is you have that intimacy that you only share with that person. You don't have that same connection with anybody else in the world, right? Because you have your friends, you have your family, you have your children, your coworkers. Those are a certain type of love. But that romantic, that's like
so no
deeper
romantic
soul level.
relationship allowed with two people at the same time.
I mean, that's if you want to have two partners, if you want to be in a relationship with two people, that's on you. I'm saying from my perspective, it's one person. That's just me. I know some people like to have more than one partner. That's on you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just speaking from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Oh,
multiple?
I'm a deep. It's like multiple. No, it's definitely one when it's romantic. At least that's my belief. But I'm pretty sure you don't have to have a romantic relationship with only one person at the same time. So my choice is yes. Now, if that's what you're asking, what's my choice? It's one person at a time. My husband, my romantic partner.
Ooh.
So Claudia, who's your romantic partner?
Oh, my husband's my romantic partner, but romantic relationship? I mean, I guess if you take that romance out, you can have relationships with other people. It all depends on how you, let's say, how do you think romance is? Because there's the fairy tale romance and there is other romance. Like, let's say, let's go horseback riding, and that's a romantic thing for you. But there are people
fairy
like,
tale with me.
no. Yeah, that's not fairy tale. Let's go in the mud, in the woods, and things like that. Those are romantic. And then there's some that dinner, movie, those type of things means romance. And then when it comes to intimacy, that's a different story.
So that makes me think of like your love language.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty much have to know your love language to be able to express it and get it from someone.
What's your love language?
Time.
Quality time. So mine used to be quality time, but I recently took the test again, and it's acts of service for me.
Yeah, we change as people.
Yeah.
Our
She sounds shocked.
I'm like,
Aspirations change.
I think because over the years, like, I think, I've been with my husband for a long time, and in the beginning, I guess I was needy with time. I wanted him spending time with me was my way of thinking that he loved me, I guess, right?
Mhm.
But as I realized that
It's not the
that's
case
not it.
anymore.
That's
Yeah.
not that that's not the case anymore, but I think I finally was okay with the idea that even if he doesn't spend as much time as I want him to spend with me, he still loves me. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And so I guess I changed because acts of service was my second, because you know how you have your primary and your second.
Mhm.
And I guess having that realization kind of bumped the acts of service higher than the quality time because I like being by myself. And I had to come to that realization that he doesn't have to spend all this time with me, you know?
Yeah. I actually have some pointers, will go down and laughter, like, and that's one of them, like that self-love, loving yourself, being able to be alone is one important step to having a, how do you say, to have a good,
Healthy.
healthy romantic relationship. Yeah. So, I love Google. Google's my best friend. Romantic relationships can be viewed as voluntary relationships between individuals who have intentions that each person will be a significant part of their ongoing lives. Yeah, so we cannot meet or maintain a long term relationship without sharing some sense of proximity. So, yeah, definitely romantic relationship is that coming together, right?
That person really having a huge part, being a huge part of your life.
Yeah, being
So
next
you
and
gotta
being
really
close. You gotta obviously be close to be able to be romantic about it. You can't have a
I
long your husband can't live in Cape Verde and you in America and
why
still have a
not? So
romantic relationship.
you don't believe
No, no,
long
no, no.
distance relationships can work?
No, no, they do. I'm saying the romantic part of it, I don't think can work.
You don't think you can be romantic long distance?
If you're not, like, cuddling up with me in bed, no, we're not having a romantic
There's
That's
relationship.
things
not a
you can
romantic.
do with,
Candlelight
technology
dinner
nowadays.
over Zoom, so
Mhm.
not romantic. So not
It
That
can
is
romantic.
be.
not your
Oh,
romance, but it could
sorry.
be somebody else's.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I
I
would
will
love
debate this person till the end, like, you are
right.
not having that
So I take
classified as
it
romantic.
you've never been in a long distance romantic relationship, have you?
That doesn't exist.
Okay, to you. Claudia, have you?
Yes.
Okay, Claudia's been in one. So I would love to hear like how that works and like what's the difference? What's the positives? What's the negatives of being in a long distance relationship?
Well, Bunny Lee is right. The physical part of having
The
someone
romantic
close to
part.
you is, again, is a definition of romance.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? That physical need part is missing, but you can always spice it up. Like there's always things that you can
Mm.
do to keep it fresh, keep it
Mhm.
connect. I think I enjoyed my long relationship more than I expected I would.
See, don't knock it till
So
you try it, Vanilla.
it's not terrible.
Lady
It's
you
not the
ladies are
best.
making me look at the Zoom now. Wait a minute, I teach classes in Zoom. I've never used it for anything else, but let's
Well,
not go
social
there.
media and Zooms and FaceTiming, the world's changed and it's made it easier for other people to feel connected far away. And yes, the physical part is hard, but it's doable.
But I think it also gives you the opportunity to really like communicate with that person and you guys probably talk more than you would if you were always together physically.
Mhm.
'Cause you have no choice and no distractions. You you're not distracted.
So
So,
you get to
yeah.
know each other differently.
I miss it. Remember, I don't know, I would so when I was younger, I've had relationships, right? They felt romantic because I was so in love and la la la, and we would talk for hours. You would talk for hours on the phone with your boyfriend, right?
Mhm.
And, kids sometimes that's what you doing, like that's not romantic. It's sexual more than romantic,
Yeah,
maybe.
true.
So, but it was fun when those types of relationship. It was literally just over the phone because there was nothing physically ever really being
I mean,
happening,
back then
in
we
that
didn't have
relationship.
FaceTime when we were
We just had
young,
the phone.
Mhm.
just the phone, yeah, or the internet, Zoom. Zoom didn't exist till 2020, really.
Right?
It was so much fun. We would talk. We would get to know someone so well, right?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
hours of conversation just getting to know someone. Like, what do you like to do? Lies or not, but you still communicated and felt like you knew someone way better than now that we, I don't know, have all
I
these
don't know
other
what dating
options.
is like nowadays. You guys can chime in on that.
Dating?
Mhm.
I thought about that, but I thought that you probably go on dates more
Than we do.
than we do. Because like I
Me?
go
I'm
out a lot,
married.
but I don't consider it dating. Like,
I mean, dating I meant dating in the sense you're dating to find a partner, like, someone's asking you
oh,
out and
okay.
going out. Yeah,
Oh
I
no, yeah,
have
yeah.
dates. I'm not dating, but I have dates with my husband. That's
Oh,
just
that's what I
going
thought
out.
you were referring to, dates with your
No,
husband. Okay. Yeah, dating. That's what my
Yeah,
little
we haven't
sister is
dated
doing
in
right
a long
now.
time.
yeah.
No.
It's been a while.
Is going on
Would
dates important to you, or you think that helps the relationship, or what do you think?
I think it definitely helps the relationship and the romantic side aspect of the relationship for me because I tend to be communicative as far as like how we're doing, with one another more when I'm out on a date than when we're just talking at home. So I enjoy dates too. I know, kind of light a little fire or rekindle a little, I don't know, not desire, but rekindle
Fire,
a
the
little
fire?
spark there. Yeah.
Claudia's like,
What do you-
"Next question."
Stop pointing me out.
'Cause you're so funny today.
Dating is important, of course. Yeah, you want to keep because you were dating before you were married, so one-on-one time is definitely things that you miss out when you're married because you have children, you have responsibilities. And when you were dating, even if you had children, it was a priority because you wanted to spend time with each other alone to get to know each other. And when you don't have that in a marriage, it kind of, I don't know what the
Takes
word
away the
is, but
romance.
it just, yeah, it kind of doesn't light up that fire as often, but you can make things happen at home, I guess, if
Yeah, I
you
mean,
love
dates don't
someone.
have to be outside of the home. You can have a romantic dinner, just the 2 of you with candles and music, and you cook a special, dinner or order something in that you both like. But I like dates because it kinda gives you something to look forward to, and
Mhm,
you have that excitement that something's gonna happen. And like you said, Claudia, you make each other a priority because you're
Mhm.
carving that time out just for the 2 of you, and you're not just going about with your day-to-day normal activities. It's something different in your normal routine.
Yeah. I add, it's without that type of activity in your relationship, you don't really have a romantic relationship. Not just the going out dating, but the sex, the touching, the communicating, like feelings, emotions, and definitely, yeah, going on dates, buying a little gift. It, depends on that's the love language. So without those things, you are in a relationship. Doesn't mean it's not a good relationship, but it might not be a romantic one. That's what I personally think.
So, for those people that don't know what the love languages are, can you give them a little backstory?
Love language is explained how you show people
How you like to
how you
receive
like
love.
to be treated or receive love. And
Mhm.
it's also how you show other people your feelings for them, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's not just about, it's about receiving and giving.
Mhm.
Your love language. So there's four, I think, or five different love languages.
Alright.
People who love hugging and kissing, they're touchy touchy people. So
Mhm.
that's one type of love language, which is that
Physical touch.
physical touch. And then there's quality time, people who enjoy going on dates and just sitting there and communicating. And then there's people who love receiving and also giving gifts. Usually somebody
Mhm.
whose love language is receive gifts, that also means they love to give gifts, right? So yeah, and then there's a couple other ones, I think. Doesn't
Acts
mean
of
you can only be
service.
one. Acts of service, and that's definitely my mother. And I think Leos tend to be that a lot when they're older
Mhm.
because they appreciate very well when somebody helps them
Mhm.
do certain things or does something. Almost like you take a little burden away from them. It's like, "Oh, thank you so much." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's a nice love language. And what's the other
There's
one?
one more.
So
Gifts.
yeah. We said gifts, we said physical
Physical touch,
touch,
quality time, acts of
and
service.
service.
It's gonna bug me if I don't know that
If you
5th
don't
one.
find it, um, I know our viewers who are that one was like screaming it right now.
Right.
How do you not know that one?
I
Right?
do, but I can't remember
Not
it.
you, the viewer, she's saying. Huh.
Words of
I was gonna say,
affirmation.
is it communication? Okay, words of
Yeah.
affirmation, yeah, right? So
Mhm.
people love to feel
Love to be
appreciated,
complimented.
complimented. Let's, they do something for you. Oh, thank you so much,
Mhm.
So they love that, yeah. So pretty cool.
And there is a quiz that you can take if you don't know what yours is. Most people kinda do, but if you don't know, like, off the bat what yours is, you could take a quiz to figure it out. And it's
Mhm.
good for couples to know each other's love languages because that'll help you to. Because sometimes if you don't know and you're expressing the way you like to be loved to that
Mhm.
person, and they may have a different love language, because they have a different love language, they may think that you're not loving
Yeah,
them, you're not showing your love to them, and you're like, "But I am, like, I'm buying you all these gifts, I'm giving you all these flowers every
and
week."
they don't, yep,
And then she's like, "Well, flowers are good, but why don't you spend time with me?" Or, "Why don't you take my car and get it washed?" Or you know what I mean? Like, stuff that actually to them feels like they're
yeah,
being loved.
definitely.
So it's
Good
important
point.
that couples, especially couples, know that. But it's good to know that too for like with your children and your parents and your siblings because again, we show love to everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, so if you wanna thrive with your romantic
Partner.
relationship, yeah, find out what your love language is, and definitely find out what your partner's love language is, and communicate that with your partner, right? Communicate is
Mhm.
another big thing to have a healthy romantic relationship. So Google what is
Mm.
my love language and take a quiz. All right. That's your thriving point for today's topic,
That's
today's
a takeaway.
episode. That's a thriving point.
Okay, so we got a new name for
Very
it.
topic.
What?
Thriving
Thriving
points.
point.
Oh, we'll do the, takeaways at the end. That's just, we thrive throughout our chats, babies, ladies,
True. Very true.
girls. So how's everyone's romantic relationship going lately? How's it really?
Great.
Nice, that's good.
Well,
Mine's better, doing better too,
that's good.
doing good.
Let's give our audience an idea of how long we've been in ours so they know where we're coming from, right?
Mhm.
So, I guess
Who wants to go first?
I'm
You.
the old
That's
head in this.
Oh, you're the
I
longest in one
Right, you know what I mean.
relationship. Alright,
Well,
I'll let you go first.
I've been in this relationship for a long time, but it feels like it's multiple mini relationships within this one relationship because 'cause we've changed so much and grown so much. So, my husband and I have been married for 17 years. I can't even believe I'm saying
Yay.
that. It's almost an
Woo.
adult.
Yeah,
There's an adult. Our kids are okay, let's not go there. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Tell me
But
about
yeah,
your
so that's
romantic.
me, 17 years married. Claudia?
5 years
5 years what?
married.
Okay.
Me, second time around, 2 years, 2 years married, second time around. My first one was about 9 years.
Okay, so you have a
For
little bit
nine
of
years,
both perspective, almost long term, right?
yes.
And
But
then the
I've been in
newlyweds.
romantic relationship for as long as I can remember. I love the idea of romantic relationships. Like one ends so another one can start. That's how it goes.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true because there's people who love being in relationships, like, they crave being in relationships. There's people that like being single, and you're
Yeah.
someone who loves relationships.
I love being single too, but I love being in romantic relationship. Like even when I was younger, like I would start dating, I was like, "Oh, I can't wait for the next step. Let's
Next
get to the next step.
relationship.
Let's
Yes,
get
girl.
serious now. Let's be romantic. We're not dating anymore. We're not talking." Like I used to hear,
Oh,
"Oh, just talking." What
we're
do you mean you're
talking.
talking? Obviously you're talking, but like, is that you my boyfriend or not? Because if you're not my boyfriend, I gotta move on.
I gotta go find my boyfriend because
Looking
I
for my
want the
You gotta
boyfriend.
title.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Your turn, C, right?
I already said it. I've been married for 5 years. I'm not really big on romantic relationship.
You're
Because
not really big on romance.
I'm not. I
You like to be
am.
single?
I'm a passionate person, so when I give my all, I give my all, like I've always given myself. So finding someone to match what I want and to be with, it's only been one
Recent.
person before my marriage, which is my college years. Thought it was the love of my life, but it wasn't. Then I was alone for a very long time until I met my husband
Mm.
that I
So,
give
yeah, I guess you're
myself
not
to.
that fond of romantic relationships, right?
I'm not. If
Okay.
you
So
don't
you're
deserve
pick
it,
it
you
sounds
don't
like
get it.
you're picky, like
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I like dating. I didn't have a problem dating when I was single. Single life was fun.
Mhm. But you're
I
cautious
had
about getting into a romantic
a
relationship.
relationship,
I
right?
see.
Because hearts get broken when this expectation. I think the expectation is what I
That's
run
what
away
fucks up
from
everything.
because once you put expectations on something and it doesn't meet up to that expectation, you tend to close off again, and I do.
S
So,
so you, like, while you were dating, like how Vanilla was like, I start dating you, I'm ready for the next step." Are you more like, "Let's go slow through this dating process, and we only jump to the next step if I feel like this is gonna work?"
yeah,
Like, I have to
definitely.
really have those feelings, like
Yeah, the boyfriend girlfriend situation was never there was never titles because I didn't want them.
Mm, interesting.
So we could date for a long period of time, but I didn't want you to say I was your girlfriend or me to say I was your boyfriend.
Oh, how about you, Naya?
I've always been, like, very, like, nonchalant. I never was out looking for relationships or looking for a partner. Like, every relationship I've been in, like, the guy has approached me, which I'm sure most girls has been in
Yeah.
that situation, but I never went into those situations thinking like you, Vanilla, like, we're gonna move to the next step. Everything was naturally, gradually just kind of evolved. When now that I think about it, I'm like, there was never, like, a point like how you're like, "Oh, are we boyfriend and girlfriend?" Or everything just kind of flowed in a way. Like, I
Okay.
can't think of a date that we became boyfriend and girlfriend or you know what I mean? Like,
Aw,
I know that's
so
kind of
not
that's
romantic.
not, right?
It just flew right into the next
It
step.
just
Like
kind of moved on
Well, I
naturally
was about,
without
let's set a date to go out on a date and say, "This is her. We're
official.
official."
No, not me. It's just always been what like free flowy, whatever it is.
Mhm.
You know, I
Okay.
just it just happened, I guess. I don't know. And I don't really have that much experience because I've only really had two serious relationships. Obviously, I've had like, little things here and there and the times that I was single, trust me, I was single, you know.
Yeah.
But
I
I
feel
don't
no, I know y'all's. I know how it is.
yeah.
Mm. So I guess that was us with our relationships in the past, right? And but my
Yeah,
question
I
was,
guess.
how is yours going right now? And I
Oh,
said
right
good.
now. Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So 17 years married feels like a, a long time, but it still feels kind of young and fresh to me. I guess, like I said before, we've had so many dynamics throughout our relationship because we got together really young. Not to say that we weren't ready, but I think we were still growing as individuals. We were still trying to figure ourselves out. So the journey has not been easy. There's definitely been times where we both questioned, is this the right thing? So
Oh,
I know that a lot of people, in marriages obviously might get to that point. I don't know a lot of people, but people do get to that point. And I think it's hard to, have those ups and downs and be in that down and really want to continue. But I know it may sound cliche, but it's true. Like going through those down times and coming out of them does make you stronger and does make your bond stronger because you as a person, you learn from them, you grow from them. And this is for people who actually do learn and grow because there's people in relationships that continue to make the same mistakes, right? No
hmm.
matter what, they still keep acting. They don't like come to that realization. But I think what happened with me and him is when we were in those down times, of course, there was, you know, just times where we were not, you
Obviously,
know,
life. Yeah.
gelling. But I'm just trying to think, what is it though? There has to be that something that makes you want to continue with that person, right? Because especially
Love,
nowadays, I mean, I don't think it's just love because I think
love, time, and
nowadays,
respect. That's why you stay
right?
in long
Because
relationships.
nowadays it's easy for people to just have that it's about me mentality. Like women are independent, they don't need a man. Men,
Mm.
whatever, they're free. There's just that whole vibe going on. So I don't think it's sexy for especially young people to be in these long-term relationships. I don't feel like it is anymore. Like people don't look at long-term relationships and think that's something cool like we would when we would hear of people being together for a long time. Like my kids, when I talk about how long me and their dad have been together, they're like, "Ugh, I could never be with the same person for that long."
That's like as long as your life, babies,
Right?
Right, they're
right?
like, "Oh my gosh, to deal with
Think
this,"
about
and
it
I'm
that
like,
way.
"Okay." I'm like, "You guys are saying that because you're young, you
And
haven't
you've
really
never been in a
experienced,
relationship.
like, that kind of love."
Yeah.
But you're right, having that love for each other, and I think with me and him is we really know that we are meant to be together. Like we know there's nobody else out there. And maybe there is, whatever, if you believe that you have multiple soulmates. Some people believe that. But I think the way we finally got to a point where we're again, we still have a lot of growing to do because we still
Mhm,
get into it. We still have disagreements. We still have our way of looking at things. But another thing that's really helped us is we have a common goal, right? We know what we want for ourselves, for our family, for our future, and we both believe in that. So that helps us move through life. And having that goal and that what am I trying to say? Like that vision of life, how you want to
mhm,
live your life. You have to be on the same page. You can't one person can't want to travel all the time and the other person wants to be a homebody all the time because
mhm.
when you get that urge to travel you want your partner there with you, you know, you want your partner to have those same feelings. So not easy, definitely not easy.
But fun.
It's fun.
It is
And
fun. And you're looking forward for the next 17 years, right?
yeah,
Plus.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
definitely. So but it didn't come with a lot of hard work, a lot of hard thinking, a lot of debating, a lot of putting your pride to the
patience.
side,
Mhm.
patience. There's been days of, like, not talking to each other, and, like, that's not fun living in the same house and not on the same page, but, you get through it, and I think, obviously, people say this all the time, communication, like, you have to talk.
Number 1.
Communication, there's no way for you to truly understand what a situation you're going through, how that's impacting the other person without you guys communicating. And there's different ways to communicate, right?
Definitely, Naya.
Yeah.
Thank you, you're awesome. But
She's like, "Girl,
she's on
shut
a
up."
roll.
I
Yeah,
mean, I got 17 years, girls. I got
She's
a
got
exactly,
lot.
it
no,
I got
packed.
a lot to give y'all, but yeah, I'll keep my mouth shut.
She
no,
better
that's
write a
awesome.
book.
Okay.
Seriously. How about you, C?
Oh,
How's, your 5 years romantic relationship doing?
5 years
Per
is a lot to learn.
5
pers
years is you're out of the honeymoon phase, right? Would you say?
Yeah, pretty much.
That
But
honeymoon
it's,
phase should never,
Well, you know
never
what I mean.
ends.
You know
As
what
soon
I
as it
mean.
goes
they
away,
say if
the
you make it five
romantic
years,
relationship
you're
is
good.
over. You non-romantic friends of mine.
Oh, trust me, we're very romantic.
We're romantic in
Mhm.
our own way.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to know how I'm romantic. That's my business.
Why? Romance is beautiful. I mean, I'm not asking about your sexual lifestyle. I'm gonna
Well,
talk
maybe that's her romance.
romance.
Still, my romance is my romance. That's in my
Mhm.
romance.
So share your romance with us.
Not to told you I'm
You
not sharing my romance with you.
you signed up for
Okay,
this.
how has
How
your
is it
journey
doing?
been?
How is it
How has your
doing?
journey been? Like, for me, I said it was, like, ups and downs, ups and downs. Some people, they just continuously flow. Like, what has yours been like? From
Yeah,
your
it's
perspective.
definitely a learning curve. Never been in a home with someone else, especially a male
Oh,
partner.
that is
Okay.
true.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Best five
it's
years
not
of
my
your life.
brother, it's not my father, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
completely it's your person. So it's different learning how to be in a home with someone that you've never really had by your side. Um, Adapting to each other and views, even though we have the same goals, like Naya said, even from the beginning, we've already had discussed the same goals. That's why we are married, obviously. But again, putting two personalities together, especially two strong personalities, is you have to maneuver it in a certain way. So it's like, what do you call those cubits? The
Rubik's
little
Cube.
cubit thing?
Rubik's
Yep.
Cube.
It's like, nope, that's not gonna work. Nope. So that's that's just what it is. It's what you do. And I'm figuring it out. I if you have love and you have that goal in the end, I think you could make it through. But if you really don't have that from the beginning, then that relationship is never going to go anywhere. So you got to establish that at some point. Do you truly love each other to make it through the bads, the goods, the I don't knows, the everything, you know? So it's a learning curve. I'm willing to do go on that roller coaster till I crash. Hopefully never.
Like crash.
How
Till
about
Crash
you?
no,
into
till the
abundance of
pieces fit,
love.
till you make the
My cube,
till you
yeah,
Yeah.
assemble it.
it
Oh.
is.
How about you, V? What's up with this newlywed life? Tell us how that's going.
Oh, it's going as exciting as COVID is. Why did I bring that up? Well, it started right before, so we've had a lot of chance to be under the same roof for long, right? Working from home or just we've had a good opportunity to connect personally. It is new, not new in terms of for me, at least for me, because it's not my first time around being in a serious romantic relationship. But for my husband, it is. It's the first time. Well, it's the first time. So that's what I think kind of makes it exciting because I know that I can step back, relax, and grow in a different way. Like I've been able to take this experience and make it different than what I had before because I've been there, kind of done that, know what I like, know what my love language is. So this one, it's almost like I'm not the boss. I'm not in charge, obviously. That's not what I'm trying to say, but I am got that one step. I got that experience that he doesn't have. So it's been
Mhm.
cool. The romantic part has been awesome. There was no dating again. It's exciting as COVID. No dating, no going out to eat, no, all of that. Let's grab food, which is I think is definitely one of my love language. Tell me, oh, I'm picking you up. We're gonna go out to eat. I get so happy. I light up. And
What love
but
language does food fall into? Is it its own?
wow.
Has its own.
I
I think
mean,
it's
that's
its
not a
own.
gift. I'm not good at giving gifts. I don't know. I don't even know how to really receive gifts.
Well, food kind of falls into a lot of them, right? Quality time because 'cause you're
I think it's
eating
quality
together.
time. It's
It's also
quality,
acts of
definitely.
service. You're getting something for
Mhm.
me that I need that,
Well,
you
I
know.
know it's I think it's quality time. It's
Mhm.
the if we're gonna sit and eat, that means, wow, we have time to chat, right? To talk. So yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, it's like, it's young, it's new, definitely challenges with everything, especially when or I have my set ideas that it's not gonna work, dude. You're gonna realize it. That's not how it works. But it's me, like I said, changing who I am to let somebody else learn.
Changing who you are,
Yeah, like changing for example, like I already know this is what works for me, but I would just step back and let you learn,
compromising.
compromise. Yeah, things have to be different. Been a big learning curve, like C2. It's exciting, it's been fun, and it's also been like, I'm done. I am done with you. This romantic relationship is over, of course.
I think if a marriage doesn't have
Yes.
that, it's not real.
Yeah, you
You
need
gotta
those
have that.
those fiery, passionate
Mhm.
moments because once you come through it, it'll just make you stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's fun when weeks pass and then you laugh like, "Wasn't you so done?" And now you're not can't even remember why you were done,
Right?
Can't
But
remember the
yeah,
argument anymore. Like, what
Yeah.
was that all about? But that's the learning curve,
it
being
is.
with
And
somebody else.
like me as young with COVID, so it affected my relationship a certain way. But you guys been in it for longer. What has affected your romantic relationship the most in the past years? Either that or okay, let's talk about that first a little bit. Throughout your relationship, what has affected it in a negative? Do you want to talk about negative ways or just affected it in general?
That's had the biggest impact maybe?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, like is it having children? Is
Mhm.
your family how
Your family's
both your
views and thoughts.
families views each
Mhm,
other? Is it like now you have goals? So is it not
mhm.
having goals or having goals Yeah. So what I guess I should go first, right?
Yeah,
Mine, I'm seriously gonna say it's too young to know what's really impacting it, but right now it's just me. knowing what I like or how I deal in a long relationship, and then learning with someone who doesn't know, that's learning for the first time. How do I how am
Maneuver
I
through
living
things.
with someone with a with a partner for the first time? So it's those
It's you
surprises that
guys are coming from 2 different points of views.
yes.
Yeah. Do you think that's has it had both negative and positive or mostly negative impacts, would you say?
When it comes to the romantic part of it,
Like, think about your relationship
yeah.
from where you started to where you're now. Do you think you're
Mhm.
in a better place or you think you're still figuring out, which is fine because again, you guys have different perspectives.
I think I'm definitely at a better place because
Okay.
I've had many years figuring out what is not going to work for me, what doesn't work for me, what went wrong, what I did wrong in the past versus now I'm ready to not do any of that stuff, do what I think is best, but and then it impacts it in a negative way when that person's like, "Hey, I need to figure that out too. You
Mm,
had your chance. You had relationship that you were able to figure that shit out. This is my chance." So that's what I'm saying. Like, not change who I am, but like kind of, all
step
right,
back.
step back and let that person learn what you already learned. What I already learned. So positive and negative, yes, but the little negative impact is also ends being a positive for at the end. It does. You guys understand how my
No,
romantic relationship
I
is
get
going?
it.
You
Yeah,
get it,
yeah.
Claudia? Do you? Because you're looking at me funny.
I'm just a little confused about the question at the same
Okay,
time.
so I'll answer from my perspective. So she wants to know, like, name one thing that's had the biggest impact on your relationship with your partner. And some examples are having children, because some people they're great together until the kids come. Now it's a whole different dynamic and whatever. Is it maybe you moved or family, like your family's opinions on your relationship?
Mm,
For me, I think it's because we were so young when we got together, you think you know what you want when you're young. So I think it's our maturity level has thankfully changed. So I think the biggest impact has been just the growing up. Like trying to grow up as an individual person and nurture this relationship at the same time because we may have been growing individually, but we had to come to a point that we had to realize that we needed to grow our relationship as well. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I think it's going from being an immature person to a mature person. And how do we manage our relationship in the middle of all that? Because when you get with somebody young, you're not going to be the same person 10 years down the line and so
mhm,
on. And so that's how a lot of people break up is because you end up growing in separate direction. Either that's just how it is because you, as you're growing as a person and the other person is growing as their own person, you just grow apart. But some people grow apart because they don't nurture their relationship as well. And we had to come to that realization that our relationship also needed that
So this
it's its own
personal
thing.
growth, this
Yeah.
personal growth has impacted it in a good way or
Because
in a hard way?
it impacted it in a hard way, but we had to make those hard decisions to say, "Let these experiences and let our growth, impact our relationship in a positive way."
Yeah, the love
Because
has to
there's been
be
times where we were sick of each
stronger.
other, and we could have just been like, "I'm sick of this, like, I don't wanna be in this anymore," and we
Tired.
yeah,
Mhm,
this is not fun anymore, you know? And we could have just given up, but we had to find a way to remind ourselves of, the love that we have for each other.
mhm. Nice.
So I think it's just the growth through the relationship for us because we were so young.
Maturing together definitely impacts your relationship. Cool, cool.
Does that help, Claudia?
I mean, kind of. I just there's a lot.
And it could not be just one thing. It could be a couple of things, a few things, different things, because everything's gonna have an impact regardless, having kids, not having kids, you know?
Yeah, definitely a lot. There's a lot of things that has impacted, not all negative. There's positive things that's happened, but again, it's a learning curve. I've expected it
Mhm,
that it was going to be like that. It wasn't going to be easy, especially you got to know yourself. Once you know who you are, you're okay with understanding someone else. So you work through it. You've got to be vocal about what your needs are, what's going on with you, how you're understanding it, and then keep going because we've gone from moving from children, moving from another country down here, getting used to the place here, having to be that guidance. But it's all stuff that I think is growing to a
And
better
you
state.
went into the situation knowing these things were gonna happen, so that kinda helped you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So you got to know what
Cool.
you're getting into. you
Some
know,
people don't.
I mean, I don't know if it's because we've grown up and we've done things and went through relationships that has caused things to be like hopeless romantic. That's not me. It was me, but after that
After some
heartbreak
painful
and like yeah,
relationships,
after that
you
one relationship, I can't see myself being that hopeless romantic. I don't not that I don't allow
oh,
it. I could try it, but it's not the same. It
so
doesn't
I would
have the same
think
feeling.
your relationship right now is impacted because of your past experiences.
Always.
Mm,
Always. Everything you
that's
do is
sad.
impacted by your past. You move through it because I am aware of it. You know what I'm saying? But it's not gonna not be there. Like
Yeah, but
that
usually we
young
try to think,
girl that
like
was
Naya
in
said, with
love.
time you grow
With
to learn
time
the
you should
lesson with it
grow.
and do it better, do it different with your new
But you're looking
relationship.
at being a hopeless romantic. You think that's a negative thing. I feel like that's what you're trying to say is you shouldn't be, or to you, you feel like that doesn't serve you to just be a hopeless romantic. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you've
You're
hardened a
such a
little bit.
romantic. Yeah, she's hardened,
Hardened a
yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a little lot.
Yeah, so
You
that
gotta
I
have
so
some
that's
soft spots.
but I'm glad that, she's bringing it up and she knows that it's
Yeah.
impacting her current relationship, so definitely soften up a
But
little, it'd be
is it
better.
impacting it in a positive way or yeah, because you're a little bit more like sometimes being a hopeless romantic, you can be a little bit like people can walk all over you.
Too
You're
extra too.
naive. You're too soft. There's got to be
Mhm.
that balance there. So, is her hardening to a point where it's helping her relationship? Because that could be a good thing. Or is it
Yeah,
the extreme?
I don't think it's negative. I think these are things that we'll both need to learn. I think it's on the other end is not as romantic as either. So like I guess
Do
we're
you
both not.
Yeah, it always
So
also always depends on the other person too, but you could say, "No, I'm a hopeless romantic, but I know exactly what my boundaries are." Oh, look at her romance in the back. Like, I know what I'm gonna give and I know what I wanna receive, right? And I'm a romantic person, so I'm going to show you romantic behaviors, period. That doesn't mean you can allow them to walk over you, you know what I mean? Just because you're a romantic person.
Yeah, but I think she proceeds with caution now. At least that's how I think.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
again, if
as long
it's
as it's
serving
with
her.
caution, yep, and it's not with a hardened half of your heart, that's good. No, seriously, like, I used to
what
tell
does
my
that
mom,
mean?
Like
look,
your
like
whole
my
heart
mom,
is
for
hard.
example,
You don't let
she's
people in.
rigid. She not king me stay on me. Give me speaking Creole, right? It's like, you don't need a
Who needs
man,
a
you don't need
man?
a relationship. Ugh. Because the heart is so hardened and yeah, because like the relationships around you or the relationship that you've had in the past just did that to you, you know?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
definitely
they impact
impacted.
who you are. But if you don't work through them, you're not gonna get better. At least I'm
Yeah.
aware of that. It's not because I'm saying I don't want to be. I miss that girl. Are you serious? I miss her,
Oh,
but
I miss
it's
that girl
hard for
too.
her to
She used
come
to
out.
call me up to express what she was feeling. It's like, oh my God, this girl's so emotional, like even more than me. And
Remember I
she was
hated emotions.
passionate.
I hate
I
emotions.
hate
Like
feeling like this. So cute.
I hate
Oh.
feelings. Why do I feel this
And
way?
you would go, like, above and beyond to like, show that person that you cared. I used to be like, "Claudia, that is too much, like, don't do that." She would still do it, like, even if it was either buying gifts or getting in the car and go to do something for
Driving.
them, go see them. Like, "I love you, I wanna be with you, but I'm not going anywhere to go come see me," you know?
Right?
That's what I'm
I'm
saying,
too
like,
lazy
when
for
I give,
that.
I give. I give my
You
all,
do,
and that
definitely.
girl is done been buried for a while, if not
No way,
Ooh,
no
she put her
way.
underground. She's
Bring
dead.
her
she
no,
did.
bring her out a
God,
little, and maybe your husband loves that.
I
I'm
don't know.
pretty sure your husband loves that. Like, what man doesn't really love a woman to just be
Do anything
romantic?
Withdrawal.
for you.
Be romantic. But, you know. Oh,
Mm.
my and one more thing that has impacted this short, time I've been in a relationship is child. I have a child that is from
Mm,
my previous marriage, so, when you come together, obviously, with someone, you make a commitment, you set goals for the future, but here I am with an almost adult child and trying to see how my new partner can don't expect him to be the father. I really don't because my son has a great father that, takes care of him that way, but it impacts because that's my baby. Don't be try to change him because the past 17 years I've been telling him it's okay for him to walk around the house without a shirt on.
mhm.
But my father never allowed me to walk without a shirt on. Well, dude, that was your father. Like, so little
Yeah.
things like that
Mhm.
has
Family.
yeah,
You
children.
guys had to
So
work through.
yeah, we're definitely still working through a lot of that stuff. So much that we're like, okay, we need to talk about a lot of stuff or even more stuff before we can even really think about having our own. Because, you don't just want to have a baby if you still if the guy know what it is to have one, you don't, but you have your ideas of what it is. And if we're not there yet, can we just take it easy? Yeah.
Yeah, like
But
your views on raising a child may be different from your partner's views on raising a child, and
yes,
mm,
that definitely impacts your relationship too. I don't think we wanna go into how social media impacts your
you don't have
relationship.
to.
Yeah, but
Yeah, no, I think we're good.
yeah, she's like, Please, let's not do it." Well,
No,
me,
I
it
mean, I think
doesn't
we're
just
good.
because from the get-go, it was like, I don't like my he was like, "I don't like my relationship on social media." I know he's a person that doesn't like
Doesn't.
it. Me, I was like, "The fuck you mean? If you're in a relationship, it shouldn't matter." Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, if I wanna be all hopeless
Lovey-dovey
romantic,
online.
love on social media, I should, but that impacted in the beginning because I was I don't edit. I'm like a paparazzi or whatever. I put everything out there, but I've learned to say, no, respect. If you love somebody, you respect them. You don't want it, that's fine. Once in a while, that's good. You know what I mean? So,
So, you said he doesn't like to show that stuff online, but was he okay with you showing it on your social media, or he didn't want you showing on your social media
oh
either?
no, he doesn't care what I do on my social
Oh,
media,
okay, so then that's
but
fine,
oh yeah, but
right? I
it's
mean,
like,
I
but if I do it, you should do it for me. Like, not for me, but like, why don't you do it too? Like, I
don't
don't
right.
like that. I was like, whatever. So then I'm not gonna put your picture on my
Yeah.
social media either.
Yeah,
Tit for tat.
You know? No,
right.
I'm sometimes like I ain't even why'd you to tag me? I didn't tag you for what? You're not gonna repost this. I'm not tagging you. But it does. I know it for me. And then it's nice because you realize like because he knows it's important for me, once in a while he will put something cute and then tag me. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Like I really get
Yeah.
so like romantically emotional. Like, oh, to me I like that.
Mhm.
I like to when he posts on social media. I do. How about you guys? You guys don't care. Now I have so
I
many. Yes, I always go through your
yeah,
pictures. I was like, oh, she has
yeah,
such cute
I
romantic
used to
pictures.
I used to post more than I do now of us, but he's not a person that posts
Yeah,
regularly anyway, so I didn't expect that he would be posting me either, so whatever, but then I got to a point too that I was like, "He's not posting me, so I'm not posting him," you know?
yeah,
But
mhm,
I just go back and forth on that, not that, like, I expect him to post me or I want him to post me, I don't care. But yeah, I go back and forth with myself because I'm like, I'm not gonna post this picture because who cares? He doesn't care, so I don't care either." But I like it because it's a
yeah,
part of my life that I do wanna share, and I think it's important like I said, we're a young couple that is still married, so I think it's important for people to see that too,
yeah.
So, once in a while, I'll
And I
post
love for
something.
like 2 years ago, 3 years ago to just have that reminder. Oh my God, like when you
Mhm.
don't really post it, you really won't have that reminder in 3 years unless you go through all your phones or your
True.
pictures. So I love that's why I really like it.
True.
Much impact on your side, see, when it comes to social media?
No, my social media, I put whatever I want in it. I don't really he's not one to post either,
Yeah.
and I don't
Neither are
really look
you.
for it. I post.
You
You post like
share
she
things, but
shares
you
like
don't really post.
she shares like special occasions.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
not there's people who
sometimes.
post every day. Me and my boo every single day. But like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
special occasions, I think it's great. It's fine.
Yeah,
She's still very
like
selective with
birthdays.
her special occasions, like
What? Birthdays,
yeah, just
maybe
birthdays.
anniversaries, and
Anniversaries.
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I don't really do much. Doesn't like to take pictures too much either, so it's like,
Mhm.
how do you post the same picture over and over again? Because he doesn't wanna take pictures.
Oh, I walk
Like,
around
I
like,
got a
"Smile,
billion
sweetie,
pictures of
smile."
myself, but
Yeah,
not from
Yeah.
him. So, yeah, social media is not a problem for me. I really don't
not a problem, but doesn't
care.
impact
I
you too
really don't
Doesn't
much.
care to see
impact.
myself in his page or for him to be posting me out there.
Mhm.
That doesn't affect me
And when it
anyway.
how about when it comes to is social media fun for the both of you just personally? Because like for me it started, I don't know you being started with a long distance relationship, but like social media, we started our relationship through social media. So it was so much fun, like sharing music, sharing cute pictures. So we still do that a lot. So it impacts it in a good positive way because like if I see something funny that he likes, I'm sending it. So we're always laughing back and forth because of social media, through social media.
I think
So
we do that mostly with phones now. Like, I'll
just
hear a
text
song and I'll
message.
send it
Oh,
to his message so he can hear on
yeah.
lunch break or something like that. I'll see something cute. It's more personal to us since because I know he's not
Mhm.
that type of person, so I cater to his needs instead of mine, and I'm okay with that.
That's nice. So that's a nice impact when it comes to social media, right? Do
Mhm.
you do that, Maya? Do you use social media to
Yeah.
communicate with your hubby?
Yeah, all the time. Like when I see like a funny meme that reminds me of him and
Uh-huh.
he'll like respond with a laughing emoji. And we
Yeah.
even do it like, for instance, like if we're renovating our house, so we see a kitchen or a bathroom that we really like, we'll
Mm.
send it back and forth to
Yeah.
each other. Or traveling, like he'll send me a video of a one day he sent me a video someone did of a property in the Maldives, like one of those beautiful over the water.
Oh,
So
yes.
he'll send me stuff like that, like vacation travel stuff. But yeah, we're always like back and forth when we see things that inspire us or that remind us
Good.
of each
Yeah.
other.
Nice.
Mhm.
Do you guys still send I mean, it's been 17 years, but do you still send, like, love songs when they come out new? Because I remember you too when you started.
Yeah.
Music brought you guys
Yeah,
together
we it was the
so much.
club, like, we would go to the club and find each other there and dance with each other the whole night. But,
Yeah.
not music per se, but we'll send each other cute stuff. He has a routine that well, not so much anymore, but
Yeah.
when I was actually working in the office, he'd call me every day, and if I didn't answer the phone, it was I literally have his message memorized, but it's, the same sweet message, just calling to say hi, good
Cute.
morning, I love you, things like that. Not necessarily directly through social media, but yeah, we definitely have like little things that we do. We send each other back and forth. So yeah.
Cool. Very
You
nice.
need those things though, like those little, they may seem insignificant, but they can light up your day and just
Keeps the
get
romance there.
put a smile on your face. Like those things are important.
Definitely. Cool. This is fun, huh? Talking about
I mean, kind
romantic
of.
relationships. At first we were like, well, I was excited yesterday. This morning I was like, I don't really want to talk about romantic relationships, but no, feels
I mean,
good.
a lot of times
We did.
when you talk through things, it helps,
Yes.
but it might not always seem fun going into it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I love it how I never see Claudia's husband and today he's walking around up and down, up and down.
Right? He's doing
Because he
some
knows that
outdoor
it's the energy.
Mhm.
he's trying to stay close to me.
So, are we wrapping it up?
No, let's talk some more. This is fun topic, relationship.
What else you wanna talk about?
What else can we talk about when it comes to romantic relationship? I don't know, guys. I had those points, and I
We
think we
hit all
kind
our
of did
points.
hit our points, which is
Hey.
cool. Okay, I have another question. What is your favorite thing to do right now that spices up your romantic relationship? That I'm gonna do this because it's going to make it better. That you currently do, like not even, my brother and his wife goes to on a date every single Friday. It's a date. It's date. How about you ladies? Do you have something that you do that keeps it nice? Do you
I
cook a
don't
sweet meal, his special
yeah,
meal
I
once
don't
a week?
have I don't like, I wish we went on dates, and I've tried. When we have our annual meetings, I always wanna put a goal in there to
No
have
wonder why you don't go
regular
on
dates.
dates. I'm just kidding.
Right, I always want it.
She wants meetings.
I want dates. No, I want dates. I always push to put one of our goals for regular dates, right? So one year I was like, let's set monthly dates. I'm like, that's not
Mhm.
bad. 12 a year, monthly. And I could tell by his reaction, he's like, mm. I was like, okay, quarterly? Like, come on, quarterly. It's only 4 a year. He's like, okay. But you think he's on top of it? No. He wants me to forget, so we don't.
But do you
So he
Um,
forget?
wants you to set it up. That's what it is. I
yeah,
think
and
then he
that's
likes it when you set it
yeah,
up.
he's down for anything, but I
Yeah.
wanna be romance too.
Yeah,
Not to
right?
say that
Yeah.
when we're on the date, I feel very taken care of, but I want you to plan it. I want, acts of
Yes.
service, right? It's not
Pick a
about
restaurant,
not even that.
right?
Just say, "Okay, tomorrow we're gonna go for a walk on the beach." Like, even that, I'll be like, "Yes." I don't
Mhm.
care, just carve out an hour of time for me in a month. Like, to me, that's what I'm like, I don't care what we're doing, but if you intentionally set that time, that's what makes me happy. But I know he loves food and he loves to eat. So, like, cooking for him, I think, is something that I do. 'Cause I know how happy it makes him when
That's nice.
and not just cooking, like, if I put the food, I put it on
Nice
the
and
Oh, if you
pretty.
plate.
sit like, cater to him,
Yeah,
yay,
not even
that's
cater, but,
nice.
like, make his plate and put it on the table for him. Oh,
That's
he lights
good.
up.
Yeah.
But, of course, it had to be something that I don't like to do, right?
She's
I
not a
don't
cooker.
I don't like to cook, but I know it makes him happy, so I push myself to do that because it does make him happy.
Maybe you can try ordering from his favorite place and
His
put it
favorite
on a
place
plate.
is my cooking. He'll straight up tell you. He'll say, "I'd rather eat your food than eat
"Yeah,
at a
dude, we
restaurant."
know, but I wanna
So
cater to you. I got you from" I don't know, some his favorite place.
he doesn't have one. Ask him.
Food. So just
Ask him.
as you go, just
Just
feed
any
him.
food.
He'll tell you straight up. He was like, "I'd rather eat your food than eat at a restaurant." There's
Anybody else's
no
food. Yeah.
favorite restaurant. He does not have one. Trust me. Ask him.
Mhm.
Next time you talk to him, ask him.
No, he
I
said it on
believe
the
you, I
vacation.
believe you.
And I'm like, "Why? But why? I hate it." He's like, "I understand why you don't like to cook. Your food's so good." I'm like, "I don't like it. It's just
Like, "I like your food
annoying."
too.
He
Go
thinks
cook."
it I don't, but I wish he did. That's the thing. I'm like, "I wish you did, because
Imagine if he loved to cook, because usually a lot of people who love to eat,
They love to
they
cook.
love to cook sometimes, right? Not
I
all the
don't know.
time, but be
There's people
actually
like that,
home
yeah.
cooked meal. Imagine though, that would be so good.
If he loved to cook, oh, that's what, like, I don't wanna change anything about him, but one thing, if I could add if I could add one thing, it'd be that.
I don't remember what the question
Me
was that
neither.
you just
What do you
answered,
do
but
to
oh,
cater to
yeah.
and to spice it up?
Go ahead, C.
Yeah.
I gotta say it's the same thing as Nair. He likes to be catered to as being fed and nurtured.
They say the
Um,
way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Is
so
that
making
true?
something to eat, it doesn't
I
matter
don't
what it
know.
is. Ordering it.
The way through
I
my
mean,
heart
only a
is through
man
my
can tell you
stomach.
that.
Me too. That's the way to my heart too, is through my stomach.
So yeah, I mean, do that more on the weekends. Make sure I prepare breakfast or prepare food, have it
And you
ready for him.
intentionally do it because you know it's gonna make his
Yeah,
day a little brighter, right? That's nice.
yeah, I intentionally do that pretty much.
How about you?
What I do to keep it cool? I do so much.
Okay, pick one.
Um, I don't know.
You said you do so much, but now you don't
Yeah.
know. What is he
Okay, so
like?
like
What's his love language?
I'm trying to figure it out still. He tends to be very independent.
Yeah.
But I think somebody, if they like to be catered when you do it for them, they like, oh, thank you,
Thank
awesome.
Is he
you.
It's
words of
not.
affirmation? Like if you compliment him?
Yes, yes, that does help him a lot. And I don't do that much like
Duh,
that. I'm not a
duh.
very so okay, okay. See, I'm thinking. Maybe I can do that a little bit more. But I send those stuff though, social media,
But maybe that's
cute
what he
words and
likes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
You should tell him
he
his hair looks
likes
good all the time.
It needs to look good. It
Go
doesn't look good all the
She's
time.
like, "I ain't gonna
When
lie."
the
No, let's
curls are
not go there.
done and everything, "Hey, your hair looks really good today."
Oh, no, like, last night when he was getting ready to go out with his boys, I was like, "Oh, look at you, baby, looks so nice." He's like,
He gets all,
See, yeah, so he
manly.
yeah,
has some words of
he
affirmation,
does, yeah,
guys.
it makes him feel really good, and he actually like, "What do you think? What do you think? Looks good, look." I'm like, "Yeah, the gym, it's looking good." So, yeah, he loves that. But, like, yesterday, he does it a lot, and I'm trying to do a little bit more because and under see that it kinda makes him happy. It's like he'd be like, "What are we doing today?" Like, on his way from work. "It's Friday. Where are you taking me?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm in bed. I'm not going anywhere." So I've been doing that a lot. It's like, "What do you mean?" "Oh, let's go get a drink." "Oh, no, I'm not going." So I say no a lot to things like that, and he tends to ask a lot. Yes, he's younger. It's all brand new. So maybe I need to do instead of thinking what it is that I'm doing, I need to think about what I'm not doing that could
Mhm.
be doing it. And it's saying yes more.
Okay.
Stop being so lazy. Like yesterday, he's like, "Oh, do you know a nice restaurant we can go out to eat?" I was like, "Can you just go here and grab something?" He was like, "No, I'm on my way. I'm picking you up. We're going." I was like, "Fine, I'll get dressed." But it makes him happy. So yeah. And I was gonna eat, so I got dressed real quick.
So that's a good motivation right there.
Yeah.
Food.
He loves feeling, like, ready. For example, "There's work tomorrow, we have to eat. I gotta have lunch to bring to work." So, like, "Okay, what are we gonna cook?" He's like, "Oh, I'll just grab this." We'll do that together a lot, like, even though I do mainly all the cooking, but he is there like, "How can I help you? What can I do?"
Wow,
Because
that's good.
he wants to guarantee
That he has his
meals,
Yeah, he has his
food.
food.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, "The kitchen's not made for 2 people at the same time." Like, that's
Yeah,
kind
you
of
wanna
how
be
I
there by
am.
yourself,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
he's like I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like, "I'm washing the dishes." He's obsessed with washing the dishes. He's like, "What are you
Good.
doing?" I know. It's like, "Vanilla, don't be like your mother.
Yeah, just
Let
let him.
him." It's like,
Yes.
"What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm washing the dishes." Like, "There's literally, like, 3 things in there. I'm still cooking. Can you just wait and do it at the end?" "No, I'll just do it after again." I was like, "Oh my god, wasted all my water and in my way." I'm learning to not be so
Controlling.
controlling in my way.
That's
Yeah,
good.
it
Nice.
is. It's going okay. To wrap up our topic of romantic relationships, we always want our viewers to feel like they're leaving it thriving with something, right?
Mhm.
And I wish everyone, all of you, the best with all your romantic relationships. We mentioned it earlier in the beginning. Um, I would recommend your first step to be find out what you love, find out your love language, find your partner's love language, and then go from there, right? But there's definitely, I made pointers of definitely things that, and you guys feel free to chime in, that makes a relationship thrive,
Thrive.
right? First is communication, dialogue,
That's key, girl.
yeah. Why is it so key? It's because you when you're communicating, the other person knows what you want. You're not assuming what they want because they're letting you know what they want, right? You can let them know how you like to be treated. They can let you know how they like to be treated. When you communicate, you know what bothers someone and they know what bothers you. And it's the time to discuss, mistakes that's been made. How can we improve? So definitely dialogue, not just, dialogue and communication is like I said, key, key, key. A lot of times we have like a little fear to communicate, but that fear basically just leaves you not knowing what others want. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to communicate. Two is tell that person you love them. Tell that person they look great. What's the word I'm looking for?
Words of affirmation, encouragement,
Compliment them.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Right?
expressing love,
Express
but
your
there's
love.
many way of love to express,
Exactly.
especially if you know your love language and theirs, learn those things
Yeah.
about each other and you can, make each other
Yeah.
happier.
Yeah, and I think a
Eh,
lot of people forget that. They have all these routines and things they do while they're courting the person, right? While they're trying to become that couple. Once
mm,
they've committed, all that stops.
Yeah.
But it's
Yes,
important to know that you gotta keep those things
you
going
do.
because the relationship will die if you
Mhm.
don't.
It's
Yep.
just like a
So
plant. If you
remember
don't
to
water
tell
it,
your
it doesn't
man or
grow.
your woman that you're proud of them, right?
Hmm.
Just have those positive affirmations. You're proud of them,
Encouraging them
yeah.
to reach their goals and
That love making is delicious. Say it. Don't be
Mhm.
afraid to just say, how good it hurts. It's just very important. And extra is always better than not
Not
being
enough.
extra with your romantic relationships. Exactly. Three, don't compare, right?
Mm.
Don't compare the relationship that you're in with what you've had in the past.
Or to other people's, especially with social media,
Oh,
it's hard.
yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Mhm. So leave the past in the past, and or even if it's something that happened in the past between you guys that wasn't working good, leave it in the past, right? Move forward. How about apologize?
Mm.
Say
Apologize
you're
when you know you're
sorry.
wrong, when you know you're wrong, yeah.
Because
Or
we all
even
make
if or
mistakes.
even if you don't think you're wrong, but just apologize if you, like, said something that hurt them. You might still
Mhm.
think you're right, but it's good to apologize too, so they know that you care about their feelings.
Yep. So, say sorry. It's okay to know that what your weaknesses are and communicate with your partner. I did this, it wasn't right. Let's not let the ego get in the middle of our romantic relationships. Forgive. Ooh, do we want to go back to that topic?
We
Forgive.
will. We gotta go back
And
to that topic.
it's very important in a relationship, especially if you're working on it, is to forgive because and I really mean forgive, not forgive but never forget type of thing. It's really saying when you really forgive, you leave that shit in the past, right?
Yep.
If you tell, okay, we did that, we talked about it, I forgive you. Don't bring it back up next time you guys have a little altercation or whatever. Just really leave it in the past. What else? Another important key is love yourself. Be happy alone. Be happy that that person loves themselves and they need that space to go out and be free and do their own thing, right?
Mhm.
You don't always have to be together, know it, have each other's steps because that means self love. And then self love is definitely accepting that person loving themselves as well, right?
Mhm.
Guess I think that was it.
Cool.
Oh, and there's one last one. Show affection. Nobody kisses in public anymore. Nobody hold. Do you guys remember holding hands before you went to the club? Literally, like we're going into this
Mm.
club. Let's hold hands and walk in. Nobody does that anymore.
No?
Mhm. I don't see it because I'm usually like looking for the hand, but it's either like
It's
on
never there.
phone or yeah, and I don't see people doing it. So hold hands when you're looking for a bathroom sink at Home Depot. Like just show
Yeah.
affection, that definitely I think keeps your romantic relationship
Good
nice.
tips.
Yay, yay. Some
Nice.
pork tips right now would be nice.
Somewhat. Pork tips?
Pork tips. Food. I
Maybe
hungry.
steak tips?
Steak tips. Okay, that's what I mean,
Yeah,
Naya.
I'm like, ugh. Yeah,
She's like, I
that's
don't
good.
even eat pork.
Not like that anyway.
Any other pointers to keep your romantic relationship
I
thriving?
I think you covered it, but yeah, a good takeaway is the love languages. Understand yours and your partner's.
Yep. So please share what your love language is with us. And remember, questions, ask us questions, and also share this podcast with all your BFFs. We appreciate it so much.
And don't forget to follow us on social media,
Hmm.
Twitter, Instagram,
Or on Facebook.
Facebook, and now TikTok,
And you can tune in and listen on all
on
your favorite
YouTube.
podcasts.
And yeah, definitely. All right, wrap it up, girls.
Thank you for listening, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yay, peace and love.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Cut.